Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. When you think about the Washington Commanders and their recent trajectory, one name keeps popping up, especially in the context of their offensive evolution and future aspirations. Terry Mclaurin, affectionately known as Scary Terry. This guy isn't just your average wide receiver. He's become a symbol of resilience, talent, and consistency for the franchise. But what's truly fascinating is how his journey from high school stardom to NFL stardom highlights the kind of player he is, and the recent developments suggest that his future might be taking a turn that could seriously shake up the entire NFC East landscape. Now, before we dive into those details, let's take a step back and appreciate just how impactful Mclaurin has been over the past few seasons. Despite playing with quarterbacks coming and going, he's consistently surpassed the 1-0-yard mark, a testament to his skill, work ethic, and sheer talent. And that's not something every receiver can claim, especially in a league as competitive as the NFL. Mclaurin's story begins long before his NFL debut, back in Indiana, where he shined brightly in high school. At Cathedral High School, he was nothing short of dominant, earning the Indiana Mr. Football Award in 2013 after a performance that fans in Indiana still talk about. That game at Lucas Oil Stadium, where Cathedral won the state title, was legendary. 9 catches for 170 yards and 3 touchdowns. Imagine that level of dominance in the biggest game of the year. That performance put him on the map, and it was clear even then that Mclaurin was destined for greatness. Fast forward a few years, and he was back on that same field but in a different context, this time at the Big Ten Championship representing Ohio State. And once again he delivered, turning just 3 catches into 78 yards and 2 touchdowns. That game was pivotal, not just for Ohio State, but for NFL scouts who saw in Mclaurin a player who was NFL-ready, a receiver with the speed, agility, and ability to win at every level of the game. And it's that same NFL-ready talent that made him a coveted prospect in the draft. The Indianapolis Colts, a team with a rich history of producing top-tier receivers, had multiple opportunities to select him in 2019. Fans in Indiana hoped to see him donning the Colts, blue and white, especially since they needed a game-changing receiver. But for reasons that still puzzle some, the Colts passed on him 3 times in the second round. It's one of those moments that NFL fans love to debate. What if the Colts had taken Mclaurin back then? Would the division look different today? Instead, Washington swooped early in the 3rd round, grabbing Mclaurin and giving him a new home. And from that moment on, the story was all about growth, resilience, and proving doubters wrong. Mclaurin's journey in Washington has been nothing short of impressive. Despite the revolving door of quarterbacks, some seasons with Ryan Fitzpatrick, others with Taylor Heinicke, and more recently with Sam Howell, he still managed to put up stellar numbers. For 5 consecutive seasons, he's gone over 1-0 yards receiving. That kind of consistency is rare, especially when you consider the instability at the quarterback position. It speaks volumes about his route running, his hands, and his uncanny ability to find openings even when coverage is tight. But now, things seem to be shifting behind the scenes. Rumors and reports suggest that Mclaurin has formally requested a trade, and that's where the intrigue really kicks in. His future in Washington isn't set in stone anymore, and the question on every fan's mind is, where will he go next? And perhaps more importantly, could he be returning to Indiana, to the Colts, his home state, and a team that might just be the perfect fit for him now? The idea of Mclaurin reuniting with the Colts has gained serious traction recently. ESPN's Bill Barnwell mentioned that the Colts could be one of the few teams in the league that make sense as a landing spot for him, and when you analyze their roster, the potential fits are obvious. Michael Pittman Jr. has been the team's WR1 since 2021, and he's done a commendable job, averaging close to 1-0 yards per season. Yet, despite Pittman's success, the addition of Mclaurin could elevate the entire receiving core to a new level. Think about it, two top-tier receivers, both capable of operating as the primary target, creating mismatches for defenses. Mclaurin's blazing 4.35 speed and his ability to separate, ranking in the top 20 in separation in 2024, make him a perfect complement to Pittman's size, contested catchability, and physicality. This duo would give quarterback Anthony Richardson a versatile and dangerous passing attack, one that defenses would have a nightmare trying to contain. And it's not just about individual talent. The strategic fit is there. The Colts currently have over $19 million in salary cap space, according to OverTheCap.com, which gives them the flexibility to make a significant move. Mclaurin's contract is part of why this conversation is so relevant right now. At 30 years old, Mclaurin is looking for a lucrative extension, something in the $30 million per year range. That's a figure only 9 receivers in the league have achieved recently, with Tyreek Hill being the most prominent at Mclaurin's age. For the Colts, investing in Mclaurin would not only mean adding a proven playmaker, but also creating a true 1-2 punch with Pittman. This pairing could be the foundation of their offense for years to come, especially with Richardson still developing and needing reliable targets. Of course, there are hurdles. The price in draft capital to acquire Mclaurin would be significant, and negotiating a multi-year extension that matches his market value would be a challenge for the Colts' front office. Plus, there's the timing. Integrating a new top receiver so close to the start of the season isn't easy. But Indianapolis has shown a willingness to be aggressive in recent years, bringing in established talent to accelerate development and compete immediately. With Richardson entering his 3rd year, the urgency to give him a complete supporting cast is real. They understand that surrounding their young quarterback with proven playmakers could be the difference between making the playoffs or missing out. Now, let's be real for a moment. The most likely scenario remains that Mclaurin stays in Washington, signs an extension, and continues to be the cornerstone of their offense. But if the standoff persists and Washington starts exploring options, the Colts could be a very appealing destination. They have the resources, the roster spot, and the front office that's bold enough to make a move that could reshape the division. The idea of Mclaurin back in Indiana, in his home state, wearing the Colts' colors and possibly revitalizing their passing attack, makes this storyline one of the most intriguing in the NFL right now. And it's not just about the immediate impact. Bringing Mclaurin into Indianapolis could also shape the division's balance of power. The NFC East has always been competitive, with teams like the Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants making moves. If Washington's star receiver leaves, it could open up opportunities for other teams to rise, especially if the Colts manage to make a splash move like this. Mclaurin's speed and route-running ability would give defenses headaches, and his leadership qualities can't be underestimated. He's a player who elevates those around him, and for a team like the Colts, that kind of leadership on the field can be invaluable. As fans, we always love a good surprise, and this trade scenario certainly qualifies. It's the kind of move that could define a franchise's direction for the next few seasons. And for Washington fans, it's bittersweet, losing a player who's become a symbol of the team's resilience and talent. But at the same time, it opens the door to potential new beginnings, new stars, and fresh hope for a brighter future. The NFL is always about the next chapter, and Mclaurin's possible departure from Washington could be the catalyst for a major shift not just in the division, but across the league. So what do you think? Do you believe Mclaurin will stay and sign that extension, or do you see him heading back to Indiana to reunite with the Colts? Are you excited about the possibility of what this duo could do together, or do you think Washington should hold on to him at all costs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion really matters. And remember, I'll be back soon with even more updates, rumors, and deep dives into everything Washington Commanders. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, keep supporting your team. This is what makes NFL fandom so special. Thanks for watching, and until next time.